Alright, hello my fellow Chiarians, my Chiari followers, my viewers, my whatever. So, I told you guys on my last video that I was gonna do an update after I had my MRI. And I had that last night / this morning. It was probably the most eventful MRI I've ever had in my life. Let's just say, started out, they put me in the machine, they didn't start it, and then they pulled me out of the machine really fast. Like, I had no clue what was going on. I had taken a couple Xanax before the procedure because I don't do well with tight areas. I mean, in the MRI machine, like, literally your face is like that close to the wall of the MRI machine. So, I mean, it was just, yeah, not my cup of tea. I don't like tight spaces. So, they pulled me out really fast. And I'm like, what's going on? Well, I have an IUD. But it's always been a safe IUD for the MRIs. Turns out that there was actually 2 different types that were created the year that I got mine. And so it was like a 50-50 chance that we could have a bad reaction in the MRI machine. Because the MRI that I had last night was 4 times stronger than the MRI that I had last year. I had the same lady do it. She remembered me. She's like, "You're the Chiari girl." She doesn't see Chiari a lot. So, that started out my adventure. So that put us a little bit behind. It took her about 5 minutes, 10 minutes to figure that out. And then we just, Russian rouletted it because I have my neurosurgery appointment in 2 weeks. And so we went in. I had this little ball thing in my hand that was like an emergency stop. So if I felt pain or anything, I just squeezed the ball and I got out of the machine. But my mama didn't raise no wuss. I didn't squeeze no ball. It didn't hurt. So about a half hour in, the machine would tell you when a imaging process would start. It would say the next scan will be 5 minutes long. So I knew how long I had to listen to the annoyingness for before I got like a little break. And usually they were like, she did the short ones at first. So there was a bunch of like 30-second ones, a minute one, 3 minutes. And then there was the 4-minute, the 5-minute, the 8-minute, the 10-minute. So those ones were a little bit more to deal with. But about, I want to say, I don't know, in my head, 30 minutes in, it goes silent. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe they're just coming to put the dye in, No. Then I keep hearing that little voice go, the next scan, the next scan. I'm thinking, what the crap is going on? Mind you, I'm freezing because they keep you in these, ice cold rooms. I didn't have a blanket or anything, and I was like legitly cold. From what I found out, it was about 45 minutes after, like, of just dead silence, and it, like, they were trying to restart the machine with me in it. That was exciting. Now that I look back, I believe they restarted the machine twice, which was intriguing because, you can hear it doing its thing while you're in it, but the lady voice thing didn't say that they were doing a scan, so it was confusing. So she pulled me out after they got it restarted and they did the one last scan. and she explained to me what happened. And she asked me if I wanted to proceed or if I just wanted to be done for the night. I said, well, the only thing you have to do yet is the contrast part, so let's do this. Like, I have an appointment in 2 weeks. I need this information ready. And so we proceeded, which, I mean, there was so many red flags. I should not have proceeded. She put the dye in. We did the contrast, whatever you want to call it, and we proceeded on with the test. She kept having to pull me out because the machine wasn't happy about something. And so they had to attach me to a heart rate monitor, which it didn't like my heart rate because it was pretty low. I mean, I took 0.5 milligrams of Xanax before I, started this test. And I mean, I was feeling good. I closed my eyes and I just sat there in my little happy land until, the imaging was done, and then they would talk to me, and then I would open my eyes and talk, and then they would continue on with the testing, and I would close my eyes again because, I mean, I'm sorry, but it was so close. I couldn't. So let's just say I got there at 10:40 and I walked out of the hospital at 1:10 this morning. Pardon me. And then I went back today and I got my little disc that has my images on it, and they're way different than last year's images. I don't know how to read these ones. And so it's a little bit more difficult. I'm getting a little bit more anxious about my appointment. My aunt informed me that we had a discussion in the van on our trip about how I feel about the procedure and what I want done, and how, what I think the date should be, and, the way I want it to work. And I know I've mentioned in the video before that we did have a discussion, but I didn't know we had a discussion to the point of what I thought. So last night when I was waiting, I dropped my son off at her house, because she's grandma. I mean, we've already had this discussion on here. She's like my mom. She's grandma. So she's sitting there and she's just, trying to calm my nerves a little bit, and we're just talking. And I go to have this conversation with her, and she's literally looks at me like I'm crazy. And she's like, Emily, we already had this discussion. Good to know. Can you inform me on what it was? Because my brain don't want to work, and I don't remember this conversation. So I guess we're just going to play it off and let the doctor decide. No, we're not. I'm not going to lie. We were supposed to play it off and let the doctor decide. No. Things have to fall into place in a certain way. It's hard being a single mom. That's the part of Chiari that sucks. Is that I'm a single mom. I have people that say they support me, but where are they? I have just a handful of people that actually have been there and supporting me throughout my process. Things are getting worse. Like I said, with my memory, the vertigo, the neck pain is terrible. The migraines are terrible, especially yesterday morning. I had an ophthalmology appointment, and they dilated my eyes, and then they were shining really bright lights in my eyes to make sure, the pressure in my eyes were okay, and that there wasn't something more going on behind my eyes that was causing the headaches, which there wasn't. I mean, the doctor said everything came out clear, so it's definitely the Chiari that's causing these issues. So, I was already, not feeling the best for the MRI, which to me, I thought was maybe perfect, because then, like, it would pick up on what was going on. No. I already had a migraine from HE double hockey sticks, and then they put earplugs in, and then they put headphones on, and then they strap your head into this thing, and then, like, the only thing I can think of for people who've never had an MRI is while you're at the wave pool, that really annoying, yeah, no, that sucked. So, I was supposed to stop at a friend's house last night after my MRI because I didn't have my kid. And I went over there. Ended up staying over there until almost 2:30. Didn't get home until like 2:45. Was in bed and asleep by 3:10. Was up by 7, and I literally rolled out of bed and had to go get my son because I had to get him to school this morning. So I'm feeling very hungover today, which sucks because I didn't do anything to feel hungover. And that's the part of Chiari that's been, like, really sucking lately, is that I just don't get enough sleep. I feel hungover, which I already struggle with not getting enough sleep. So, I mean, sorry, I live by the train tracks. I don't know if you heard that, but anyway, so I know this is kind of just a rant and a ramble, but I told you I'd update you after the MRI. So now the next appointment that we are waiting for is in 2 weeks. I go to the neurosurgeon in Grand Rapids. So I am nervously excited to see what he has to say. But in the meantime, I have to attempt to rearrange my house because my aunt is going to be staying with us, and I just have a 2-bedroom trailer. As you see behind me, it's a wall, but there's a bedroom on that side, and then equal size bedroom on the opposite side of the trailer. So it's just 2 bedrooms, but I will probably be sleeping in a recliner, I think, after surgery. That's what a lot of people have said. So we'll see. But I need to, switch rooms because I need my son to be furthest away from me as possible. And that means he has to be in the back of the house because I'm going to be sleeping here. Basically where I'm sitting right now, we're going to swap this chair out for a recliner. And my aunt will be sleeping in that room, in my bed. And she just needs to be close enough to be able to hear me, like, if I need help or if I'm in pain. But Asher needs to be far enough away that he doesn't wake up with her helping me or anything like that. So I got some tasks to do in the future. I'm slowly going to work on them because there's things that I just can't do. Like, there's no way I'm going to be able to move my bed or my son's bed on my own. So I'm going to have to just get my crap together, get everything organized, and then try to see if, like, maybe a couple of my cousins will come over, or mainly one is who I'm thinking about. And then maybe, like, my uncle, someone. Which sucks because my dad lives next door and you would think he would help, but we don't talk, so. Yeah. So that's me right now. That's my life right now. I'm sure I can update you guys again in a few days. There's not really much more going on. Oh, I finally finished filing for disability today. I brought myself down to the disability office because I was just so frustrated with the rest of the application. I didn't know what I was doing. So, like a child, I sat there and let them help me step by step. So I got my disability filed for with no help of my doctor's office. Shocker, not really. Yeah, so I'm getting things done slowly but surely. But disability is definitely like priority on the list. So we will see what happens. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions, like I said, just leave a comment. Feel free to share. It's nothing glamorous. I already know most people hate the way I record, but it's the easiest way for me to record. So that's what I'm going to do because I'm the one recording. I don't have a fancy camera. I have a busted up Galaxy phone. Like, I'm going to record the way I can record. So I hope you guys all have a great day. And if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments.